you are here. So, what are you doing here? Okay. So, first, I am Arnold Gaudi Guzman Jr. from the BS Ed English majors. So, today I'm going to present the two models of communication. So, go watch the video. Bye-bye.
The Shannon and Weaver model of communication. In the year 1948, Shannon was an American mathematician and an electronic engineer. And as for Weaver, he was an American scientist. Both of them joined together to write an article in Bell's System Technical Journal, and this article is called The Mathematical Theory of Communication, and also called a Shannon and Weaver model of communication. This model is specifically designed to develop the effective communication between sender and the receiver. Also, they find factors in which affecting the communication process called noise. At first, the model was developed to improve the technical communication, but later on, it is widely applied in the fields of communication. And this communication model was popularly known as the mother of all models. The model deals with the various concepts like information source, transmitter, noise, channel, message, receiver, the information destination, the encoder, and the decoder. And here are the factors of the Shannon and Weaver models of communication. First, the sender. The sender is the originator of the message, or the information source selects desired message. The encoder. The encoder, or what we call the transmitter, which convert the message into signals. Third, we have the decoder, the reception place of signals, which converts signals into message. Then we have the receiver, or the destination of the message from the sender. And of course, the problem of this model of communication, the noise. During this process, the message may distract or affect the physical noise like the sound of horns, the sound of thunder, and the crowd noise. And this noise encodes signals may distract in the channel during the transmission process, which may affect the communication flow.
And here is the Shannon and Weaver model of communication.
Here is an example of how Shannon and Weaver models of communication works.
Oh, Weaver is calling. Oh, hi Shannon, my good friend.
Oh, hi, Weaver!
Yeah,
hi. How are you? Oh my god,
I just
long time.
want to ask if you're going to the party?
Yeah, I am going to the party.
Okay.
You know.
You have someone to ride on? I can pick you up.
Okay, you pick me up at 5, okay?
Okay, see you.
Okay, see ya. But in reality, this model of communication experiences noise, and in this case, the signal is off.
Hello, Shannon.
Hello, Weaver. Hello.
Hello, Shannon.
Hi. Hello.
Shannon. Okay. I just wanted to ask if you're going to the party.
What are you saying? Pantry? You mean
What?
country? Am I going to the country?
I mean party.
You know what? I don't really understand what you're talking
I'll
about.
talk later. I'll find another spot.
Why are you saying pantry? I don't hear you that much. The noise during the transmission process affect the communication flow.
The Berlo's model of communication. As far we know, in the year 1948, the Bell System Technical Journal published a mathematical model which is developed by Claude Shannon and Warren Weaver. This model was initially developed to improve technical communication, but would later be applied in many other fields. But in 1960s, David Berlo expanded on this linear communication model and created the SMCR model of communication. Today, the sender-receiver framework is often used in communication science. Berlo's SMCR model of communication represent the process of communication in the simplest form. The acronym SMCR stands from sender, message, channel, and receiver. Berlo's SMCR model of communication describes as the different component that forms the basic process of communication. Because this communication tool also emphasizes the coding and decoding of messages, it can be used for more efficient communication. Components of Berlo's SMCR model of communication. First, the sender of the message. The sender of the message is the source who creates and sends the message to the receiver. The source is the start of the communication process and is the person who encodes the message. Factors that may influence communication skills, attitude, knowledge, social system, and of course, culture. Second, we have the message. The message is the package of information or meaning that is sent from the sender to receiver. The message can be sent in various forms, such as audio, speech, text, video, or other medias. The sender of the message always wants the receiver to interpret the message in certain ways. The message should be influenced by content, elements, treatment, structures, and of course code. And then third, the channel. The channel is the medium used to send the message. The medium must be able to pick up the sensory system of the receiver and may therefore involve vision, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Because humans have the following senses: the sense of hearing, the sense of seeing, the sense of touching, the sense of smelling and tasting. And of course, lastly, the receiver. The receiver is the person who receives and subsequently decodes the coded message. A disrupted communication process according to Berlo's model of communication. First, we have the loss or distortion. The person sending the message must encode the message in such way that the full intention of the message is clear. Noise. After the message is sent, noise may occur. This noise disrupts the source and message and causes the receiver to only partially receive the message or maybe not at all. And here's the structure of the models of communication which developed by Berlo.
Here is a good example of how Berlo's communication model works.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, last one. Something we eat. Chocolate.
The sender is able to use his communication skills. The message is sent by the structures of gestures. The channel, in that case, is the vision, and the receiver able to decode that by the sense of seeing.
Among all the communication models, one left me thinking of how his model really works, and this is Aristotle's models of communication. But first, let us know what is Aristotle's model of communication. Aristotle was a Greek philosopher and a writer born in Stagira, in northern Greece. He was also the teacher of Alexander the Great. He also studied physics, logic, mathematics, and many more. While exploring the human nature scientifically, Aristotle developed the linear model of communication, and widely known as the Aristotle model of communication. This is considered as the first model of communication and was proposed before 300 BC. It is also the most widely accepted among all the communication models. Aristotle model is mainly focused on speaker and speech. It can be broadly divided into 5 primary elements: the speaker, the speech, the occasion, the audience, and the effect. The Aristotle's communication model is a speaker-centered model because the speaker has the most important role. It is the speaker's role to deliver a speech to the audience. And the role of the audience is passive. They are influenced by the speech. This makes the communication process one-way, from speaker to receiver. That is why the speaker must organize the speech beforehand, according to the target audience and situation. Let's say, for example, the event. The speech must be prepared so that the audience be persuaded and influenced from the speech. So why is it a problem for me? Thinking that not all speakers are able to deliver their speeches very well. So what I am talking about here is that the audience aren't able to ask their concerns. And that may lead them to miscommunication. Because on the other hand, the speaker may not know if the audience are really persuaded. To sum it all, it is hard when we are not able to know the response of the listener, because we are not able to know what are their concerns.
Here's an example of a one-way communication by Aristotle.
Okay, good morning guys. I am your speaker for today. To let you all know, I am Aristotle. So now we are talking about verb and nouns. So first, let us talk about verb. To let you all know that verb is an action word. So an example of verb is walking, talking, sleeping, cooking, and many more. To sum it all, and for you to understand, and for you to notice as well, that all verbs ended with ing. Then, let us talk about noun. Noun is a name of place, person, animal, things, and abstracts.
Huh? Can't he not cite more examples?
talking about?
So what was verb again?
He didn't
What
bother
are the
to ask
examples
us
of verb?
questions.
But he didn't really
If you
cited
understand.
examples of nouns, isn't
Huh?
it?
There are
But
two
what
kinds
is
of
noun
nouns.
again?
I don't
The
really
concrete
understand.
and the abstract. I mean,
What was that again? But I'm starting to forget what he said.
he didn't really bother to ask questions.
that again?
If you really
What was that?
understand.
The problem is that the audience may have concerns or questions to ask, but the speaker may not know because the model used is only one way.